America, you may not realize it, but the age of democracy has ended. Of course, I'm talking about the U.S. Senate race between former Senator Robert Herring and this Mr. Darius King. Just a few weeks ago, Robert Herring was 12 points ahead, and we all expected his re-election to be easy. All of this changed within the last few days. Darius King should never have been allowed to get this close to the Senate seat in the first place. If you go back to the debate, for example, well, here, just listen to this.
I will always support measures that strengthen our country's
education, whether that be through waivers, like those from former Governor Bill Haslam, or even through federal grants, which could help our inner city schools operate more efficiently. Education will always be a priority if I hold Senate seat.
Senator Herring, would you like to respond?
Yes, ma'am. You know, James Madison also said that the essence of government is power. And power, lodged as it must be in human hands, is ever so liable to be abused. Now, I believe the most effective government is one that, well, stays the hell out of my way. And I certainly don't believe in raising taxes just so you can pour more federal funding into a failing inner city school program. The future of American education is charter schools.
Thank you, Senator.
Now, Mr. King, are you not aware that right now in the inner city school system, public prayer is not allowed? Now, does that seem like freedom of religion to you? Freedom of speech?
Senator Herring, your time is up. We really need to move on to the next.
Government tells us that we aren't allowed to talk to God. Darius King says he supports Tennessee values, yet I haven't heard him speak at all on that issue. Do you even believe in God, Mr. King?
We've been through this, Darius. If someone in Tennessee asks if you're religious, you fucking say yes!
But then we find out he also doesn't believe in God. I mean, come on, people! You cannot convince me that a godless man could possibly have the same moral integrity as Senator Herring.
You know how many people show up at the polls on election day? 30%. 78% of the voters are white. You really think all them white folks are gonna vote for a black fella? That dog ain't gonna hunt. No, Tennessee, they tend to stick with a certain type of candidate.
Maybe it's time for a change. And the population of Memphis is 65% African American. You know that? If every eligible voter in Memphis turns out, then Darius King will be the next U.S. Senator of Tennessee.
Well, if I can remember, the last time a king came to Memphis, he wasn't received so well. You didn't study 1968 history in class, did you? Well, I lived it. I'm going to tell you right now, Memphis is a city of criminals, which, as I recall, don't have voting rights in the state of Tennessee. I don't have nothing against black folk. I mean, hell, even Jefferson fucked his slaves. You are good. Yeah, you're real good. I'd like to have you on my team. Of course, under one condition.
Hey guys, it's Blair. Now, I know this isn't like my usual video, but
That's Blair Miller.
it's been something weighing on
She's
me,
a
and
YouTuber.
I just really need to talk about it.
Recently, she's
As
been
some of you
raising
know,
some questions
I'm from
that,
Tennessee,
frankly, don't need to be asked.
one of our 2 Republican senators. Yep, there are 2. Is
I think Ms. Miller needs to have an understanding of what happens when you fuck with a United States senator.
in Tennessee's most populated locations to prevent the racial minorities and the Democrats
Then this girl, Blair Miller, comes out of nowhere saying she was kidnapped by one of Herring's employees and held in the trunk of a car for several days. Now, she has a history of making outrageous accusations against the senator, and I don't buy this story for 1 second.
Sir,
bitch.
let me see. I need to see.
No, Mom, that bitch kicked me in my eye. Get that damn bitch. The Republican Party won't have time to file for a replacement, and we will be stuck with some greenhorn from the radical left, even if every moral citizen of this state chooses to vote against him. Is this representation? This is the biggest political scandal since Watergate, and no one's talking about it. You know, the great Ronald Reagan once said,
Want to tell Darius the good news?
I am not really sure of the origins of that recording, so...
Really? Because it sounds like you're suggesting something criminal should happen to Miss Miller.
No, absolutely not. No, it was a joke.
So you admit to the joke?
Yes, I admit to the joke, but...
Did you ask one of your campaign staff to kidnap her?
No. What'd you think? That I hired a member of my staff to kidnap a young woman because she said some things on the internet that I didn't like? I mean, that's just ridiculous. It's just...
Tonight, former Senator Robert Herring has been indicted on criminal charges for the kidnapping of political activist and Memphis native Blair Miller. Blair was held against her will in the trunk of a car for several days after posting a video online that criticized the senator's campaign. After her brave escape, she worked closely with police and provided key testimony that led to his arrest this afternoon. Herring was leading polls in the U.S. Senate race, but now that he is ineligible for the seat, Mr. Darius King will be the de facto victor next Tuesday. This marks the first time an African American has ever held the position. We congratulate Mr. King on his historic victory.
First of all, when you set shit off, raise the bar till your chest is sore. I'm full court if I press on y'all, tearing down walls like a wrecking ball. I do it all with a big grin on, and keep it raw as a junkyard dog. But I'm telling you to get this far, it's like building a house from a deck of cards. Living all of the mess involved, ripping every single time we press record. I fell for hip-hop real hard, thinking I could train it like a fitness job. Then this year in my Christmas card saying protect your neck like a winter scarf. Cause the rhythm and the leave it to the cause is picking at your brain like a new chainsaw. It's always hard to admit I'm wrong, I'm just giving you a mental charge. But when everyone gets so smart, it makes a lot of things difficult, cause we're much more than a senseless war. Another generation that was misinformed. With technique, I let this knock while we're walking with headphones on.